We are getting some information that earlier today, Raila Odinga, former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, and some top William Ruto's aides met at Radisson Blue Hotel in Nairobi to craft a coalition government. And we are getting some information that some of Raila Odinga's allies might be included in the government. Before we dig deep into that, let me bring your attention to this. The 2010 Constitution of Kenya allows a maximum of 22 ministries under Article 152 and sets the minimum number to 14. A cabinet secretary is not a member of the Kenyan parliament and has to be vetted by a parliamentary committee before their appointment. It's important for Kenyans to understand that because we are getting some rumors that some politicians, some MPs, might be named as cabinet secretaries. I don't know whether this changed, but if that's something William Ruto and his team are planning, then that might hit the wall. It's very clear that an MP cannot be a cabinet secretary. And now to our main story. There is this blogger Cyprian Isnyakundi scoop. Raila Odinga and Olusegun Obasanjo are currently at the Radisson Blue Hotel drafting a coalition agreement with President Ruto's government. So already Raila and Ruto are in the process of naming the cabinet. Raila most definitely will provide some names, which Ruto will then appoint as cabinet secretaries. And we have seen names being thrown around: Joho, Junet, Oparanya, some saying Mbadi. Various names are being thrown around. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand the political implications of Raila Ruto forming a coalition government. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. What should Kenyans expect if William Ruto and Raila Odinga forms a government together? Let's first of all understand the meaning of a coalition government and a government of national unity. What is the meaning of a coalition government? A coalition government or coalition cabinet is a government by political parties that enter into a power-sharing agreement of the executive. Coalition governments usually occur when no single party has achieved an absolute majority after an election. That's a coalition government. What's a government of national unity? A national unity government of national unity GNU, or national union government, is a broad-based coalition government consisting of all parties or all major parties in the legislature, usually formed during a time of war or other national emergency. A unity government, according to the principles of consensus democracy, lacks opposition, or opposition parties are too small and negligible. So it's clear William Ruto and Raila might be forming a government of national unity. And all over the world, government of national unities have been formed. Canada, Croatia, Israel, all over. So Kenya is not an exception. And after the 2007 presidential election, what Kibaki and Raila formed was a government of national unity. And Israel is notorious for this government of national unity. Israel has had several national unity governments in which major rival parties formed a ruling coalition. Such coalitions were formed in the days leading up to the Six-Day War in 1967, in the late 1980s, and amidst the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. The 36th government, formed in 2021, was a national unity government that has been frequently described as the most diverse governments in Israel's history, consisting of right-wing centrists, left-wing, and one Arab Islamist political party. Following the mass attacks of October 2023, the National Unity Party became part of an Israeli war cabinet. So all over the world, these governments are being formed. So what should Kenyans expect if Ruto Raila forms a government of national unity? The first expectation, the war between William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua will increase. In fact, it might become more intense as things cool down in the country. And that might eventually lead to Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment as a deputy president. William Ruto and Raila Odinga, they will join forces to impeach Rigathi. And Rigathi will go home very early in the morning. And should that happen, William Ruto will be very vulnerable, and forces can also be combined against him. So the first expectation, the war between Ruto and Rigathi will intensify, and that war will easily lead to Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment. So that unity government is going to split the original shareholding government. The second thing, Azimio remnants such as Kalonzo Musyoka and his team might later join the government of national unity, or they might join hands with Rigathi Gachagua. At first, Kalonzo might deny and reject that urge, but later he might be forced to join that government, or he can combine efforts with Rigathi Gachagua. That's also something Kenyans should expect. And then the third expectation, Gen Z protests will scale down. Instead of seeing these big protests the way we saw them on Tuesday and that other Tuesday, they will scale down with only some pockets of Gen Z protesting. So that's something also Kenyans should expect. And also, hardcore tribalists in Kenya Kwanza government. These ones from the mountain and some from the Kalenjin Rift Valley can rally around Rigathi Gachagua. You know, there are some serious hardcore tribalists in this Kenya Kwanza government. These ones who have sworn not to support anything to do with Raila Odinga. They will rally around Rigathi Gachagua. And equally in the opposition, those who will feel betrayed by Raila Odinga will either rally around Kalonzo Musyoka, or they will lose interest altogether. Those are some expectations Kenyans should expect going forward. Yes. Let me stop it there for now, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. So in the event Raila and Ruto forms that coalition government, the biggest loser will be Rigathi Gachagua and his supporters. And that again will send a very strong message to a section of the Kenyan population who every time they go to the ballot to cast their votes, they vote out of emotions and hate for other tribes. They don't look at a leader for who that leader is, but they vote for very incompetent leaders to punish some other leaders. If that government collapses, Kenya Kwanza government collapses, then a very strong message will have been sent. If they will not have learned from that, then nothing will save them. The Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Yes. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. God bless Kenya.